Here we are today at Muscleworks Orpington. This is our home gym. We're getting some back today. This is actually my first actual back session since all the shows have been out of the way. So I think it's like 22 weeks until the Olympia. How many weeks out are you?
All the weeks.
He's about 500 weeks out. He's not a bodybuilder anymore. He's just an Instagram celebrity instead. So yeah, we're gonna do some back today. We're gonna keep it relatively, well, I will keep it low-ish volume in terms of my working sets because I'm kind of going to be easing back in. He's already full board, full blast, so he'll probably be able to do more volume than me. You may notice as well, we're going to probably flip-flop some exercises. Like there's certain movements I like that he doesn't like. So I'll be starting on the Nautilus pullover and you'll probably do something else.
I'm going to single arm row. I get more lat that way. Just the way I'm put together biomechanically, some movements I don't feel that will grate my lats, and he has got an insane back, so he feels everything. So I have to be a bit more cute with it.
It is interesting. It's one of those things that people don't think about. For example, like I can do a pullover and it feels incredible on me because my lats insert about this high above my lower back, my glutes, whereas Ben's lats are a lot higher. So, you know, when you think about that, when you think about choosing your lat movements, you need to take your insertions into account. If you've got really low lats, certain movements like getting your elbow really low is going to benefit you. If you're like Ben and you've got higher lats, you're probably not going to get as much lat out of it as you think you are. So which is why him and I do change certain movements, but for the most part we'll stick to the same thing. Heavy, hard.
We'll start putting a lot of intensifiers back in now as well, a lot of rest pauses, some drop sets in there and stuff like that, which we've left alone, certainly for the most part of your prep. So now, off season, the intensity's getting ramped up a lot more now, so the fun stuff can happen.
I mean, I'm personally not a big fan of drop sets. It just makes me tired rather than just getting started anything out of it. So I like rest pauses, force reps. But we may do some drop sets today. We have our kind of sequence of movements set out already. And now we've just got to go in and make sure we just milk the fuck out of every single one and leave no fibre spared. Let's go.
Shoes, they're just Dr. Martens really, but they're the limited edition Sex Pistols ones. They're pretty cool, they're my favourite ones, so I can't be bothered to wear actual gym shoes.
He just thinks he looks cool. That's brilliant.
Okay, so what I am wearing today is this very nice custom Redcon 1 t-shirt, which he's not happy about. It's actually made especially for Luke, but they fucked up the boxes and I got it instead, unbeknownst to me. So I got the sleeves off and made it look good, and he's stuck in that old black one.
When you're big time like me, you get to my kind of level, your clothes are actually made for you. And he should have known full well when he got it out, like, this is too big for me, it's obviously not mine. But he decided to keep it. So what he's done is just cost the company more money, because now they've got to make me another one. Just like they had to make this for me. And also look, they made these for me as well, little Jordan shorts. And completely head to toe custom. Apart from the shoes.
Let's get more.
just get Redcon 1 and just write it there.
Oh, we've got R1.
See? So this fucker's stealing my clothes now. He's stealing my video time. He's stealing everything from me. Fucker.
A pullover, he gets a lot of activation, like we were saying before. He gets a lot of lats from it. I really don't with something like that. I actually get a lot of load in my shoulder and triceps, oddly enough, if I do any sort of pullover movement. Just the way I'm put together, even if I really drop the weight down and squeeze. So I actually get a lot more from a single arm row. You'll see I'm pulling low into my hip. That way I get to target my lats the same way that Luke gets on that machine. So it's not always a case of just doing movements because for some people they work. Try to focus on what you feel more. So like we were saying earlier, there's movements that will differ on. I'll feel one movement a lot more than he will. So try to feel an exercise where you're meant to. If you're not getting it and you're not feeling it, change it. Don't be afraid to change things. Try different things out. So yeah, that's why you'll see us sometimes do slightly different things, different range of movements. You'll see he gets a ton of lat from this. So for him, he's got one of the best backs in the world. So pretty much you can do a seated calf machine and get a back pump. Nice. Come on. Yeah. Now we go. Come on. Alright, come on, elbows. Yes. Good. And one. Yeah. Again. Yeah, come on. Walk it, but come on, let's go. Come on. Elbows, come on. Elbows. Elbows. Right in. Right in. Nice.
So the reason we've chosen this, for the last couple of years I've been really lower lat emphasis, getting the elbows tucked in. Looking at my pictures from the shows, there's certain areas that need a little bit more meat, and a lot of it is, for me, is my teres major. So you know, like in your front double bicep, that big bit of meat comes out from the armpit. I need more of that. So I'm just playing around with the positioning until I find some movements that kind of fit what I need. So for me, this is all lat. I get a big stretch, I feel a lot of it where I want it. So again, it's just toying with things. Because I've got such low insertions, it's very easy for me to pull in really hard with my lower lat. But like I said, with that front double, front relaxed, and even in my rear shots, I need that more sweep under the armpits. So that's one of the things I like about post-show is analysing your pictures. And you can see what's worked in your off-season and what hasn't, and then you can make changes based on what you see, because you can't really see what's improved and what hasn't until you're on that stage. So that's one of my focuses in Olympia, is to get a little bit more width in my back. So in the past, I've done a lot of DC style rest pause kind of sets, which basically use a weight. You give it 3 attempts with the same weight. And basically, so what you do is we pick a rep range. You know, failure to 8 to 10 reps. We will hit absolute failure at say 8. 15 deep breaths, go again. 15 deep breaths, go again. Hit failure 3 times in one little cluster. And that's one of my favorite like intensifiers. So it means you can really push a heavy weight a lot further than you normally would with a straight set. This is a relatively new movement for me, so I'm not pushing the load as much as I will be. I'm still getting used to it. But for things like this, the rest pause works perfectly. Something like a barbell row, it's not a great idea, but it's certainly my preference over like drop sets, things like that. So if any of you guys have never done a rest pause, look up DC training. Check out that way of sort of maximizing the work set. I love it.
Come on, let's go. Yeah.
Upper back, so don't give me all this, oh he's leaning back too much. I'm doing it on purpose, I know what I'm doing, I'm a professional, don't worry about So it is like we're getting some rack pulls now. So due to our rotations, so this week we did heavy barbell squats, which is why this week we're not deadlifting off the floor. There's a reason why I'm rack pulling from knee or slightly above, and that's to protect my lower back. So next week we're not squatting, but we're going to deadlift from the floor. So basically we need to make sure we carefully think about the rotation of movements on other body part days, so we don't basically just destroy our posterior chain. Because we have hamstrings on Saturday, there's only 2 days, we're going to be doing some heavy stiff leg deadlifts. So I want my lower back fresh. So just by not pulling from so low, I can hit my spinal erectors and my upper back really hard without battering my lower back. So For you guys out there saying, he's just a proper rack pull, he's only pulling it from too high, it's rubbish. There are reasons. Good session. I think I was a bit overzealous with some of the weight I used, especially the barbell, because I'm easing back into it. We did heavy squats on Monday, so my lower back's a bit tight. So my 5 plates wasn't quite as bent over row as I would have liked. Still did the job. I don't want to hammer my lower back to shit, because if you're squatting, deadlifting, and doing single leg all in 1 week, your posterior chain's just not going to recover. Everything was good, everything's feeling good. It'll probably take me another couple of weeks before the loads I use today feel comfortable. I feel pretty battered, more than I normally would, again, because I'm just kind of easing back in. Yeah, it was good. I kept doing it as well. But my aim now is the very top. So that's, whether I get there or not, it's not really up to me. But as long as I'm working towards that goal, I'm doing everything I can to make sure I'm the best. So, you know, I think Jay Cutler said it in it might have been like Generation 9 or something. He said, are you doing what it takes every day to be the very best at what you do? And you have to really take that into account. Am I doing the best that I can do to be the best? And I believe there's room for improvement, and that's what I want. That's what I intend to do. Especially now that my goals have changed; they've gone a bit higher. So, yeah, pretty good start. This is my first week back properly training, and I couldn't be happier. So, let's see what happens. Exciting.